Good afternoon, students. In the previous class, we discussed about software, that is system software and application software. Okay, ma? Now in this class, we are discussing about the performance. Okay, how we define the performance of a computer. Okay, ma? Generally, suppose if we are taking a person, how we say the performance of that person is good? In what basis we can say the performance of the person is good? That is, suppose if we are giving some work to that person, if that person is doing that work with efficient and with less time, then we are saying the performance of the person is good. Like that here also, if you are taking the computer, for that computer, if you are applying some task to the computer, then that computer will execute the task quickly. Then we are saying the performance of the computer is better. Okay, ma? So that means here, whenever we are giving the task means what is that task? Our required task will be giving as a program. What is meant by a program? What is meant by a program? Program means a sequence of instructions that perform a particular task. Okay, ma? A sequence of instructions that perform a particular task. That means all the instructions in the program will be executed sequentially, one by one. Okay? Whenever we are taking one instruction to perform the instruction execution, suppose if we want some data, then the data is retrieved from the memory location. Okay, ma? If we want to execute the instruction, some data is required. Okay? Some data is required means where the data will be present? In memory location, the data will be present. Okay, ma? So that means we are going to that memory location and retrieve the data for executing the given instruction. Okay, we are going to that memory location and take the data for executing the instruction. Okay, suppose if we are taking the data with fast, then the execution time will also be very less. Okay, ma? If we retrieve the data with very fast, then the execution time will be very less. Okay. Next, if we are considering the instruction one by one, the instruction will be converted into machine instruction. Actually, we are giving the instruction in high-level language to the computer. Okay. So, but the high-level language is not understood by the machine. So, what is the action there? That high-level language is converted into machine language. Okay, high-level language instructions are converted into machine language by using the translator compiler. Okay, ma? So if that transfer will also be quickly, then also the execution time will be very less. Okay, ma? So based on the execution time, how quickly the instruction is executed, the performance depends. Okay, so based on that, we are saying the performance of the computer is bad or good. Okay, ma? See here. Actually, this is the processor cache. Okay, this is the bus. What is the purpose of bus? What is the purpose of bus? This is a combination of lines. This bus transfers the data between the I/O devices. Okay, or between the devices. From one device to another device. That means this bus creates a communication path between the devices. Okay, ma? So actually here, whenever the input is given to the processor, okay, that input is taking from main memory or cache memory. So what is the difference here? Main memory, cache memory means, okay, what is the difference? Main memory means if you are considering all the memory locations, then we are saying that is the main memory. All the memory locations means how we know the memory locations in the processor, the total memory locations in the processor, based on the number of address lines, we know the total memory locations in the processor. Are you remember? Suppose 20 address lines are there, then 2 power 20, that is 1 mega locations will be there in the processor. Okay? Like that, we know the total memory locations based on the number of address lines, that is the address bus. Okay, ma? Here, main memory means if you are considering all the memory locations, then that is a main memory. Okay? What is about this cache memory? What is about this cache memory? Cache memory means out of this main memory, some memory will be taking as cache memory, and all the data which is required, that is placed in the cache memory only. Okay, Amma? Whenever we store the required data in the cache memory, then the retrieving the data from this cache memory will be very easy compared to main memory. Okay, Amma? Compared to main memory. But depending on the size of the main memory is very high compared to the cache memory. Suppose, for example, in the main memory, 10,000 locations are there. Okay, in main memory, 10,000 locations are there. In cache memory, 1,000 locations are there. Okay, suppose if we want to require some data, that data will be searched in the main memory. That means searched in the 10,000 locations. Okay, that means that takes some time to retrieve the data. Suppose the same data will be searched in the cache memory. That is only 1,000 locations will be here. Okay, ma? Only 1,000 locations will be here in the cache memory. That's why the retrieving of the data will be fast compared to the main memory. Are you understand the difference between the main memory and cache memory? Okay. Actually, what is the data present in the main memory, that is only present in the cache memory also. Okay. Suppose if we search some data in the cache memory that is not present in the cache memory, then we are going to the main memory. Okay. If we search some data in the cache memory, suppose that data is not present in that, then what we can do? Go to the main memory. Okay. Do you understand? That means, so what is the point here? We remember the data retrieval from this cache memory is very fast compared to the main memory. Whenever the data retrieving is fast, then the accessing time will also be very less. Okay, ma? Then the accessing time will be very less. In that way, we are saying the performance of the computer is good. Okay, are you understand? So now in this material, I will explain one by one. Okay, see here. The most important measure of the performance of a computer is how quickly it can execute. Okay, how quickly it can execute programs. Okay, based on the program's execution time, we are saying the performance of a computer. Okay, ma? The speed with which a computer executes program is affected by the design of its hardware and its machine language instructions. Okay, ma? Because programs are usually written in high level languages. Okay, just now we discussed this point. Programs are usually written in high level languages. Okay, performances will also affected by the compiler. What this compiler do? Which action is performed by using this compiler? This compiler translates high-level language program into machine language, which is understandable by the machine. Okay, ma? Which is understandable by the machine. For best performance, it is necessary to design the compiler, the machine instruction set, and the hardware in a coordinated way. Okay, that means whenever the compiler translates the machine instructions, then only the execution is possible there. Okay, that's why the compiler, the machine instruction set, and the hardware in a coordinated way. Okay, for the best performance. Okay, ma? Now, the total time required to execute the program is elapsed time. Okay, the total time required to execute the program is elapsed time. It is a measure of the performance of the entire computer system. Okay, ma, this elapsed time is a measure of the performance of the computer. Okay, based on this, we know the speed of the processor. Okay, based on this elapsed time, we know the speed of the processor. Okay, see here, it is affected by the speed of the processor, the disk, and the printer. Okay, ma, the speed of the processor, the disk, and the printer. Okay, the time needed to execute an instruction is called the processor time. Okay, that means to execute the instruction, how much time takes, that time is called a processor time. Okay, ma? Here, just as the elapsed time for the execution of a program. Okay, elapsed time is the total time required to execute the program. Processor time is the total time required to execute an instruction. Only one instruction. That is the processor time. Total program execution time is elapsed time. Okay. The processor time depends on the hardware involved in the execution of individual machine instructions. That means if we want to execute the instruction, first the machine understandable language is important. That is machine language instruction. If the processor takes the machine language instruction, then only the execution starts, because the processor don't know the high level language. Okay, if the processor takes the machine language, then only that will start the execution. Okay, suppose if the processor takes the high level language, then the processor not understand the language first, so how that will execute? Okay, are you understand? Suppose if we speak in English, okay, we understand English. Okay, suppose we take the data that is in Tamil language. Are you understand the data? No. Okay, compulsory some translator will be required. Okay, some translator will be required to convert the Tamil language into English language. Okay, in the same way, here also the processor knows only the machine instructions. Okay, so that's why whatever the high level language which is given by us, okay, that will be translated into machine language by using the compiler. Okay, here The time needed to execute an instruction is called the processor time. This is completed. Let me yeah. The processor time depends on the hardware involved in the execution of individual machine instructions. Okay, this hardware comprises the processor and the memory, which is usually connected by the bus. Okay, like this. Now we discussed this. By using the bus, we can transfer the data from one device to another device. Okay, so here, let us examine here the flow of program instructions and data between the memory and the required data are stored in the main memory. Okay, as the execution proceeds, instructions are fetched one by one over the bus into the processor. Okay, instructions are fetched. What is meant by this fetched? Taking. Instructions are taking one by one over the bus. Okay, this bus only transfers the instructions. That's why by using the bus, the instructions are fetched into the processor. And a copy is placed in the cache memory also. Later, if the same instruction or data item is needed a second time, it is read directly from the cache memory. Okay, are you understand? Here in this point, we know the advantage of cache memory. Okay, actually, one by one instruction are fetched into the processor by using the bus. Okay, whatever the instruction will be fetched, whatever the data will be fetched, that is placed in the cache memory also. Suppose if the same instruction or the same data will be required in second time, then what we can do? We search in the cache memory only, because already that instruction will be placed in the cache memory. Okay, no need to go to the main memory here. Okay, no need to go to the main memory here. So we are searching in the cache memory only. Okay, Amma? It is read directly from the cache. So here the processor and relatively small cache memory can be fabricated on a single IC chip. Okay, the internal speed of performing the basic steps of instruction processing on chip is very high. Okay, here the speed will be very high and is considerably faster than the speed at which the instructions and data can be fetched from the main memory. Okay, so here the main memory and cache memory, that means the retrieval of data from the cache memory will be very fast compared to the main memory. Okay, ma, that is the point we learn here. So a program will be executed faster if the movement of instructions and data between the main memory and the processor is minimized, which is achieved by using the cache. That means by using the cache only, we can increase the speed of the processor. Okay, by using the cache memory, we can increase the speed of the processor. That is, execution time will be very less. Okay, here, for example, suppose a number of instructions are executed repeatedly over a short period of time, as happens in a program loop. Okay, are you know about this loop? In C language also we learn the loops, do while loop, while loop, for loop. What is the reason we are using loops? Suppose if we want to execute the same instructions number of times, then we are using the loops. That means those instructions will be placed in a loop. Those instructions will execute it repeatedly until satisfying some condition which is given in the loop. Okay. So like that here also, Suppose a number of instructions are executed repeatedly over a short period of time, as happens in a program loop. Okay, if these instructions are available in the cache, they can be fetched quickly during the period of repeated use. Okay, that means what are the instructions inside the loop? What are the instructions inside the loop? Those instructions will be placed in the cache memory. Okay, those repeated instructions will be placed in the cache memory. Then the instructions will be taking very fast by using this cache memory. Okay, ma? So this, in this way, the speed of the processor will be increased. The speed of the processor will be increased. Okay, so here some performance considerations will be there. So we discuss one by one. Okay, ma? So the first one is processor clock. Processor clock. Okay, generally if you are taking the program means a sequence of instructions will be present in the program. Okay, ma? A sequence of instructions will be present in the program. That means all the instructions will be executed one by one. Here, if you are taking one instruction execution, in that instruction execution, we are having number of steps. Okay, what are the steps we are taking? What are the steps we are taking? The first one is fetch the instruction. Okay, the first one is fetch the instruction. The next one is decode the instruction. Okay, decode the instruction. The next one is calculate the effective address of the data which is required to execute the instruction. That means the required data will be fetched. Okay, fetching the required data. Next, after getting the required data, what we can do? Execute that instruction. After executing, we are getting the result. That result is stored. Okay, for doing the execution of one instruction, so many steps are there. Okay, each step is doing in one clock cycle. Okay, ma, each step is doing in one clock cycle. That is a processor clock here. See here, processor circuits are controlled by a timing signal called clock. Okay, ma, called clock. That means this is having some on period and off period. Okay, the clock defines the regular time intervals called clock cycles. Okay, the clock defines the regular time intervals called clock cycles. Okay, ma, to execute a machine instruction, the processor divides the action to be performed into a sequence of basic steps. Okay, to execute one machine instruction, some sequence of basic steps will be there. That each step can be completed in one clock cycle. Okay, that means to execute one instruction, some sequence of basic steps will be there. Okay, that step, each step can be completed in one clock cycle. That means suppose if you are taking one instruction, in that instruction, suppose 4 steps will be there. Then we need 4 number of clock cycles to execute the instruction. Okay, basic steps means how many steps are there to execute particular instruction. That many number of clock cycles are required here. Okay, the length P of one clock cycle is an important parameter that affects the processor performance. Okay, that means the number of clock cycles affects the performance here. The life cycle of an instruction called instruction cycle. Okay, Amma, see here, what are the basic steps means? Fetch an instruction from memory. Okay, fetch means taking the instruction from memory. Decode the instruction. That means whatever the fetching instruction that will be decoded. Okay, next calculate the effective address of an operand. What is operand? If you are taking the instruction, opcode plus operand will be there. Opcode means which operation is performed. Operand means which data is taking. The data is called operand here. Okay, ma. Calculate the effective address of an operand. Next, fetch an operand from memory. So first we are taking the calculating the effective address of the operand. That means where the operand will be present. Okay, so go to that memory and take the operand here. Fetch an operand from memory. Next, execute the instruction. Here fetching the instruction. Here decoded. Here finding the memory location for the operand. Take the operand from that memory. Executing. After executing, the result is getting. Store the result into memory. Okay, so these are the steps following for executing one instruction. Okay, ma, these are the steps we are following for executing one instruction. Okay, processors used in today's personal computer and workstation have a clock rates that range from a few hundred million to over a billion cycles per second called hertz. That means clock cycle means that will be taking in hertz like frequency. Okay, by using the clock period we know the frequency. That frequency is taking in hertz. Okay, ma. So based on the number of steps, we know the number of clock cycles. Based on the number of clock cycles, we know the performance of a computer. Okay. This is about the first performance consideration, that is processor clock. Okay, ma. In this way, totally seven considerations will be there. So the next one will be discussed in the next class. Okay, ma. Do you understand this? So in this class, we learn what